last episode, we explored an agent built for scientific discovery, where trial and error helps map a vast chemical space. In the financial sector, that same model hallucination constitutes a regulatory breach. This matrix identifies Agent 26, the financial advisory agent. It operates at the intersection of market uncertainty and heavy regulatory oversight. The design of this agent is a response to August 1, 2012. Knight Capital Group deployed a software update that accidentally reactivated a dormant block of code, firing millions of unintended trades at machine speed. This timeline tracks the fallout. For 45 minutes, the automated system executed orders without a single check. By the time it stopped, the firm accumulated $7 billion in erroneous positions and lost $440 million, erasing its market capitalization. The Knight Capital disaster serves as the canonical warning. In financial engineering, raw speed without structural, unbreakable safeguards is a liability. While it is tempting to point a large language model at a stock chart for advice, providing financial recommendations involves legal requirements that general text generators cannot navigate. Regulators mandate a standard called suitability. Every recommendation must mathematically align with a specific client's risk tolerance, financial constraints, and investment horizon. This creates the fiduciary trap. Prompt engineering, simply telling an LLM to be compliant, inevitably fails under regulatory scrutiny. A probabilistic model will eventually guess, and in finance, a wrong guess is a legal violation. The engineering challenge lies in building an autonomous system that continuously operates at the rapid speed of the global market, but cannot ship a decision until it clears an unbreakable control gate. Compliance in regulated domains must be hardwired as an unavoidable architectural constraint, rather than a soft prompt instruction. Agent 26 operates on a specific premise. We are not automating human judgment, but structuring it. The system enforces a strict separation of concerns. Read-only specialist agents gather data, while entirely separate deterministic modules perform the actual risk scoring. The language model performs zero financial arithmetic. Its sole job is to orchestrate these specialized subroutines. This results in compliance by architecture. Final risk enforcement sits at the highest supervisor level, completely independent from the agents generating the initial allocation ideas. Isolating the language model from the math ensures that the resulting recommendations are transparent, explainable, and legally defensible. This diagram outlines the comprehensive 6-stage LangGraph workflow that powers the agent. It begins with the supervisor router. This policy-aware orchestrator interprets the initial user query and determines which specialist to activate. The router delegates data collection to market and new specialists, passing their findings directly into the risk score, which computes deterministic metrics like value at risk and annualized volatility. Every proposed recommendation then hits the compliance gate. Here, the system checks suitability and concentration limits against the specific client's profile. If a rule is breached, a proposal drops into the revise loop. The agent receives the specific failure reason and is forced to recalculate asset weights. Only when all constraints are satisfied does the system proceed to the final stage, writing the decision to an immutable audit log before delivery. This looping state graph makes it structurally impossible for a non-compliant recommendation to exit the system and reach a client. The code for the deterministic risk score reveals this separation in practice. Here is the calculation for value at risk at a 95% confidence interval. Standard libraries like NumPy process the volatility and drawdown calculations. The language model is excluded from the math, which produces a return dictionary of fixed, inspectable values. Once the score is set, data passes to the validate compliance function for a direct rule check. This loop scans the asset allocation. If any position exceeds the 25% concentration limit, the script immediately flags the violation and appends it to the issue log. The unbreakable loop is defined here, within the LangGraph routing logic. If the compliance check detects any issues, the route after compliance function forces the state graph back to the revise node. The system cannot proceed to deliver until the issue log is empty. These specific lines of Python turn a theoretical safety guideline into an active, programmable barrier. Operating in the financial sector requires the ability to prove exactly why a decision was made months after the fact. To ensure this, the agents exchange data through an inter-agent JSON protocol that serializes every interaction. Every routing choice, a rejected draft, calculated risk score, and rule validation is permanently recorded with a precise timestamp. An autonomous agent in a regulated industry is only as valuable as the forensic receipt it can provide for auditors. This precise architecture is currently deployed in production environments, ranging from automated robo-advisory platforms to continuous portfolio monitoring. While the agent enforces the compliance architecture, the human operator retains ultimate fiduciary accountability for the results. This architecture and the underlying LangGraph patterns are detailed in Chapter 14 of 30 Agents Every AI Engineer Must Build by Imran Ahmad. That concludes our look at the financial advisory agent. Next, we examine the other side of Chapter 14, Agent 27, the legal intelligence agent, and its system for verifying case precedent.